Olá, sejam todos bem-vindos à nossa aula do Yes. Welcome you all to our Yes class. So today we have a very important topic to discuss, right? So, how to survive in a Brazilian lunch. Do you have any idea how to do that? What to expect? What to wear? What to bring to someone's house if you get invited to a lunch? What kinds of food you should expect to eat, and what should you say in an event like this. So these are the things that we are going to discuss today, and I hope to help you with that in a way that you can survive to a situation like this. Okay, so first of all, guys, it's nice for us to know where are you from and what are your intentions when it comes to learn Portuguese. So, do you want to learn Portuguese to maybe come to Brazil and spend some time here doing some tourism? Or are you coming here to work for a while and you need to speak the language to communicate better with people from here? Or are you married to a Brazilian person and you desperately need to talk with their family or he or her family? So that's why we are preparing this class, because if you're here and if you know a Brazilian person, it's very typical to receive an invitation to go to their house and have lunch. Okay, it's more common to get invited here in Brazil to have lunch than maybe to dinner, because most people don't really dinner. Maybe they eat something like appetizers. They can, of course, have dinners, but it's very common to invite people to have lunch. It's a very Brazilian thing, I would say. So tell us, what are your intentions here? Because then we can prepare nice materials that will suit you, suit your need, okay? Because of course, if your intention is to come here to work, then you're going to need a specific kind of vocabulary and you will face specific situations. But if you're here trying to know your boyfriend's family or your girlfriend's family, probably you're going to need another kinds of expressions and vocabulary, right? So if we know what you really need, we can prepare very cool materials for you. So don't hesitate. Tell us here in our chat, in our comment section, where are you from and what are your intentions learning Portuguese, okay? So guys, um, let's see. I want to share with you my screen so you can see this white board, right? We're going to use it as our board to write expressions, so I can show you some interesting pictures so you can understand a little bit more about what I'm talking. And I'm going to start now showing you the hashtags from today, okay? So um, here you can see, guys, these two hashtags, okay? Okay? So, aula do yes, hashtag aula do yes, right? And hashtag yepper, okay? So, this first one, as I told you, means yes class. And here, if you feel already like a student of us, you can already use this hashtag, okay? Yepper. That means that you are a Yes Portuguese student, okay? So it would be very nice if you took a picture of your screen or your cell phone or from your computer if you're watching this from your computer, and then you can post with this hashtag so more people can know where to find Portuguese classes to help them, okay? So these are the hashtags for today, okay guys? And don't forget, if you need to know more about us, you can find us in other social media. because we have an Instagram account, a Facebook account, a Twitter, and a LinkedIn account. And then you can find more materials, videos every day. And we also communicate through these medias, especially on Instagram. So don't hesitate, go there, and you can search for these guys. Yes Portuguese, okay? With space between these two words. Then you can find us and start to enjoy all the materials, the free materials that we share. Okay, we also have a WhatsApp group where you can join us, send your phone number, and we are going to add you. And then twice a week we send new dialogues of natural conversations between Brazilians, speaking about different kinds of topics. Then you can hear, improve your listening skills, understand more the Portuguese really spoken. Because if you're already studying Portuguese, you know that that's quite a difference, right, between what you read and what you listen to. So then you can listen to these dialogues, and we also send a transcription so that you can understand. If you're having really trouble, you can try to read, and this can help you to understand what's being said in this dialogue, okay? So this is very cool. And we are also present on Spotify and on SoundCloud. We have our podcasts and we have new materials every week. Also speaking about a different topic in Portuguese. So it's awesome. You can enjoy, okay? So I guess we should start, right? So now we are going to start our class. Remember, this is a regular class, meaning that you're supposed to be focused, concentrated. So try to avoid all the things that can disturb you, okay? So other kinds of noises coming from TV maybe, or from something else. Try to be in a quiet room if you can, or you can put your phones and really focus here, because then you can enjoy even more from our class, right? So, and also guys, you can use and you should use the comment section over here to ask any kinds of questions, okay? So if something come up during our classes, you should write your questions, and then we can help you, we can answer them, okay, for you. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Ludmila. I'm one of the teachers from Yes Portuguese course, and the other one is Adrieli. So we are both here, you can see us a lot. But today the class is with me, and I welcome you all to start this, okay? Are you ready? Let's go, guys. So, I separated some questions that maybe you will make to yourself before going to a lunch, if you get invited to a Brazilian lunch, okay? So maybe the first thing you're going to think is o que levar, okay? O que levar, meaning what to bring, because people won't say maybe anything that you should bring, but actually it's nice to ask if you should bring something, okay, to this lunch. So you can ask before the day or before the time of the lunch, something like this. O que eu posso levar? O que eu posso levar? So repeat with me, guys. O que eu posso levar? Okay? So this means, what should I bring? Or what can I bring? Okay? So maybe you can help with something, and then your host can tell you that you don't need to bring anything, just be there. They're going to prepare everything, and you can copy with that. You don't need to bring anything if they say so, okay? It's okay. But anyway, it's nice to ask. It's a polite way to show that you want to help, okay? And if you really want, of course, you can bring a bottle of wine or a drink from your native country, some kind of gift to this host. It's always welcome of course. It's a thoughtful way to arrive to this lunch, but it's not mandatory. Of course not, okay? Especially if you're traveling, it's a quick trip and you don't have much time. Of course, the hosts will understand. But as I told you, you can bring a bottle of wine. If it's something very informal, very laid back, you can bring a little box of beer if you're going to drink beer. Or even if you, of course, have a house here and if you have time, you can prepare a dessert. Any kinds of things are welcome, okay? But they're not mandatory, okay? The first thing I would say is to ask if they need some help if you need to bring something, okay? Well, second question that you may have, guys. A que horas chegar? A que horas chegar? So repeat after me, guys. A que horas chegar? Meaning, what time should you arrive, okay? Well, guys, now I have to be really honest with you. Brazilians are not so punctual. If you live here, you probably already noticed that. And I know that this can sound really rude for some people, depending where you were from. And I agree with you. I don't like people arriving late when I schedule something for some time. I hope they will arrive this time, but this is very common. I know from my experience. I have lots of friends that arrive very late to the things that we schedule, and this is pretty common. But if someone tells you to arrive, for example, for a lunch at midday, of course you can arrive at midday punctually. Yeah, they will imagine that you will arrive this time, but if you get a little bit late to this lunch, they will also understand, as this is something very regular here. So, for example, if I decide to offer lunch for some friends of mine, and I say that it starts at midday. For sure, I'll have some friends that will arrive at midday, but I will expect also some of them arriving at 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, even half an hour later, or even more, like 40 minutes later. It's common, guys. So if you get a little bit busy and if you arrive a little bit late, like 20 minutes later, it will be okay, okay? Of course, you can apologize when you arrive. You can say something like this. Desculpe o atraso. Desculpe o atraso. So repeat. Desculpe o atraso, meaning I'm sorry about arriving late, okay? So you can say that, but like 15 or 20 minutes late will be okay, okay? And of course, you can and should arrive on time, so Brazilians will learn, okay? So, third questions that we can get is this one. O que vestir? O que vestir? Meaning what to wear. So repeat. O que vestir? So guys, maybe also depending on where you are from, dressing can be something more formal, but again, Brazilians are very informal. So if you get invited to a small lunch, for example, something in someone's place, in someone's apartment or house, between some friends and family, you can dress casual, okay? You don't need to put like more formal clothes, like a blazer, you know, a more formal jacket, or a chemise, you know, like this kind of shirt. The more formal one we use with suits, you know. So you don't need anything of this, okay? If it's something like this I just described, you can just go on your jeans or in Bermudas shorts if it's hot, okay? With some kind of shoes, a nice shoes, but casual. So for girls, you can dress in skirts or pants if you prefer, or dresses, but in a very casual way, okay? It's something like this. But of course, if it's a wedding lunch, it's a completely different thing. If you go to, imagine you go to a lunch provided by your company, the company where you are working, of course, then it will demand a more formal clothing, but not in this case we are mentioning here. We are imagining a lunch in a family's house or a family's apartment with a couple of friends, maybe someone from work or family, but something very relaxed. So then you don't need to put something formal, okay? It will be fine to dress casual, as you were dressed if you are going to have lunch to a in a restaurant, not very formal restaurant, okay? Fourth question. O que esperar? O que esperar? So repeat. O que esperar? Meaning, what to expect. So guys, what to expect from this experience, okay? Let's try to figure out more or less how this can work. How can work a Brazilian lunch. So people can invite you to arrive at 11, half past 11 or midday, and then you can arrive and most of people will provide you some beverages before you really have lunch, right? So you can drink something, maybe a beer, maybe a wine, maybe a caipirinha. This is common because it's our favorite drink, I would say. Um, and maybe they will offer you some snacks, some appetizers before the lunch. But then it can be something very light, okay? So it won't disturb your appetite for the lunch. And then you probably will talk before the lunch really gets ready. It can take a while depending on the lunch, depending on the day. For example, if it's something on a Saturday or on a Sunday, then it's for most of people the free time. So this lunch can begins really late, like 2 or 3 o'clock, okay? So then you can drink this beverage, eat these snacks until the lunch gets ready. Then when it gets ready, you will pass to the dining room, to this big table where you should have this lunch. And then you probably will talk a lot during this lunch. An interesting thing is that Brazilians have this habit, especially here on my state, Minas Gerais. People love to talk about the food they are eating. So it's common to ask the host, the person who cooked, how he or she cooked that meal, what they put as the ingredients, everything they decided to season the food. Anyway, anything can be asked, okay, about the food, about something that we eat related but not so good. It's very common to make compliments to the cooker, to say the cook, right? That what they did was amazing, was delicious, and I'm going to teach you how to say this. So we talk a lot during lunch, okay? Especially, as I told you, if it's something relaxed on a Sunday or on a Saturday, as I told you. Then, after that, you will probably have some dessert, okay? We don't have desserts every day, but in a situation like this, they will prepare a dessert. And after the dessert, it's common to serve a coffee, a small coffee, to wake you up, okay? So it's common, and then you can stay a little bit, talking a little bit after this lunch, stay a little bit more at this place, and after that you can leave, okay? If you want to, you can offer help to clean everything. So you can say something like this: Posso ajudar? Posso ajudar? Meaning, may I help you with the organization? But they probably will say, no, it's fine. In Portuguese, that would be something like, não, tá tudo bem. Não, tá tudo bem. You don't need to. Não, or something like this. Não, deixa comigo. Não, deixa comigo, ok? Você é convidado. Você é convidado, meaning you are an invited person. You shouldn't work, okay? Something like that. So it's probably you're going to hear something like that, but you can ask, posso ajudar? May I help you? Okay? So let's learn now some sentences that you may need to use during this whole lunch, because here we learned already something, but now we are going to see more expressions to say, something that you can need and something that you can hear from this Brazilian host, okay? Let's go. So here, guys, first of all, let me talk about what you're going to eat. So you can make yourself this question. O que você vai comer? O que você vai comer? So repeat. O que você vai comer? So, remember I told you that maybe you're going to have some snacks before lunch. If it's a long lunch, something that will take a time to be cooked, maybe you can have these snacks before. But I told you that they can be something very light, right? Just to so you have as you drink your beverage. So it can be something like azeitonas, azeitonas, meaning olives, okay? Or something like amendoins, amendoins, which is peanut, okay? So you can have these small things. Of course, if we are having a barbecue, maybe you will already eat a little bit of meat, okay? Or cheese, okay? Before the real lunch. So, here guys, I present you the most common dish in Brazil, okay? The standard, I would say, the standard dish will be arroz, rice, bife, steak, salada, salad, and batata frita, French fries, okay? I would also add beans, feijão. We eat a lot feijão, okay? So this would be a regular lunch of a Brazilian person, okay? But during the week, okay? I don't think that if you get invited to a lunch on a weekend, a Brazilian person would cook that for you. Although it's nice, it's nice to eat that. This is more a weekday lunch, you know, a regular dish. So maybe they will try to cook something different for you. But if you get invited to something very, very informal during the week, just to help you, they invited you, you're probably gonna find this, okay? This kind of lunch. Then let's see what is more likely to you find. So you find in this lunch. Of course, we couldn't forget feijoada, okay? If you are already immersed in Brazilian culture, you probably already heard about feijoada, right? What is it? Do you know? Feijoada is maybe the most traditional dish that we have in Brazil. It's beans cooked with pork meat, okay? Basically that. So the whole dish of feijoada also includes rice, okay? Arroz, Kale or cabbage, I'm not sure exactly how you translate this, which is couve, this one in here, okay? And farofa, another Brazilian dish, which is made of flour, and we put also eggs, maybe some small pieces of meat like bacon. It's very nice, you should taste it, okay? So this is the whole dish that we called feijoada, okay? Specifically, feijoada is this one in here, but this is the ciders that you're going to find if you have feijoada. So if you're a foreigner and a Brazilian person is cooking something for you, they will probably think about cooking a feijoada because it's so typical. They will probably want to show you this dish, okay? So get ready because this is a heavy one, okay? But it's nice, it's very delicious, especially if they decided to do a light feijoada with nice pieces of pork, because the heavy one, then it's complicated because sometimes they put pork ears, okay, pork tail, and more, okay. So hope for the light version, okay. So another thing that is very common in Brazil, guys, is this dish in here, okay, which we call stroganoff. Stroganoff. Um, Although this plate is originally from Russia, believe me, this is very common in Brazil because it's nice, it's delicious, and first of all, it's very easy to do. So maybe they won't cook that for you because it's not something very fancy, but it's a nice dish and a very quick one. So it's common in Brazilians' house. It's very likely to see this dish in a Brazilian house someday, okay? So it is composed of rice, arroz, stroganoff in itself, which is this thing here, guys. It's a kind of cream with small pieces of meat, okay? It can be steak or chicken, okay? And they also put some mushrooms on it, so it's very nice. And here you can see what we call batata palha, which is potato sticks, okay? So this thing we can buy already done, right? We buy it ready. We don't need to cook or do this. The rice is super easy to do, and also this stroganoff. So it's a very simple dish, very nice. You should try it. I think you will like it, okay? And of course, if you are here, you will probably attend a Brazilian barbecue, okay? It's something that if you like meat, you should go, okay? So what is a Brazilian barbecue? So the barbecue we call churrasco. Churrasco. This is so popular that we even have these barbecue houses that we call churrascaria. Churrascaria, okay? Where you go and you pay a specific price for everyone, then you can eat freely, okay? And they pass all kinds of meat and different kinds of cuts of meat, and you can have them all. It's too much. So if you go to someone's place to eat barbecue, they will do that. They will have lots of different pieces of meat, especially beef, pork, and chicken. You are going to eat delicious sausages and also cheese. It's common to have cheese on the barbecue thing, you know. We call churrasqueira, where you put the meat, you know. We call it churrasqueira, okay? Then you will have this cheese besides all the kinds of meat, And also an interesting thing that we do, it's the garlic bread. It's delicious. It's a must-have in a Brazilian barbecue. We call it, oops, pão de alho. Literally garlic bread, okay? So this will be there. And if you're having lunch there, they will also prepare these ciders so you can eat with the meat, okay? So you can have a proper meal, okay? So what we do commonly is a vinagrete, which is this thing here, guys, which is composed of tomatoes, what else? Onions, olive oil. You can put also lemon juice or orange juice, so it's very citric and it's very nice. We also have, again, farofa. I told you it's very popular. So that we mentioned when we saw the feijoada option. And finally, of course, rice, arroz, that we do every day. It's hard to see a Brazilian that don't eat arroz. This is the must-have thing in Brazilian dishes, okay? So guys, that's it. These are the most common dishes that you can find in a Brazilian lunch, okay? And now we can see this desserts. Yeah, and I put this picture so you can already desire it, okay? So I chose the two most common desserts we can have in Brazil, okay? So the first one would be pudim de leite. If you go to a Brazilian restaurant, you will find pudim de leite as an option of dessert, okay? So it's this thing in here, as you can see. It's like a flan, okay? And the texture, it's like a flan. And it's made from milk, okay? So it's made also with condensed milk. So we have these, and also here you can see this caramel or the toffee flowing down from the pudding, right? It's very sweet, and it's nice. You should taste it, but be prepared, as I'm telling you, it's sweet, but it's amazing. It's my father's favorite dessert, and my mother-in-law do one which is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. The second one is this one we tell you that is called pavê. Pavê, okay? Which is source of many jokes in Brazil, okay? Because I'm trying to explain it to you now. Pavê can actually sounds a little bit like pra ver, pra ver. Informally, we could say pavê, pavê, which means in Portuguese to see, okay? So formally it would be para ver, para ver. Then people normally eat this first A, they say pra ver, pra ver. And as you can see, we don't really pronounce this R. And some people even eat this R. So it's exactly what we see in here, the name of the dessert, pavê, pavê. So, as I told you, the translation is to see. So it's source of many jokes. These old jokes that no one really laughs, you know, because people say something like, it's to see or to eat, okay? We just have to see, we can't eat, okay? So this is also very common. That's why we have these terrible jokes about it. It's a cream dessert made with from milk, I guess, from condensed milk, and also another kind of cream from milk. We can put some versions have a specific kind of biscuits, some kind of cookie, that we call champagne cookie. Some versions have some fruits like pineapple, peaches, and also they can have chocolate pieces like this one, okay? It's very nice. Maybe not so sweet like the other one, the pudding, but it's also sweet, okay? And it's nice. You should try it, okay? And now we are finally going to learn the sentences I promised you. So, what kinds of expressions maybe you will need to say in this lunch, and what kinds of things that you may hear there? Let's learn. So, o que dizer? O que dizer? So, repeat. O que dizer? What to say? So, first of all, guys, when you arrive to this lunch, of course, you're going to greet your hosts and everyone. So, first option is to say, Oi, tudo bem? Oi, tudo bem? Or, Oi, tudo bom? Oi, tudo bom? You can use both, guys. Informally, people will use both. Tudo bem or tudo bom, okay? And then, if you also get this question, you can answer just saying, tudo bem, okay? Tudo bem, or, of course, tudo bom, okay? This is the answer. You also have this other option, which is a variation of the same, okay? Olá, como vai? Olá, como vai? So they both mean literally, hi, how are you, okay? And then the answer here will be the same, guys. If someone asks you that, you can also answer saying tudo bem, tudo bom, okay? So, first thing that you should say to the host, would be nice to say that, is obrigada pelo convite, meaning thank you for the invitation, okay? So, if you are a guy, you should say obrigado pelo convite, okay? With O in the end of the word. But if you are a woman, you should say obrigada with A in the end pelo convite. It's important to know that Brazilians often eat, I'm saying eat because we say like this in Portuguese, okay? They don't say the first O, so it's very common to say just obrigado or obrigada, okay? Only with this difference, okay? Pelo convite. So, things that you may hear from the host when you arrive there at their place. First thing that maybe he will say to you is fica à vontade, fica à vontade. Or this other one, sinta-se em casa, sinta-se em casa. They both mean make yourself at home, okay? It's a sentence to show you that you should feel at your home as you were at your own place, okay? You don't need any formal acts. You can feel comfortable as you were at your own place, okay? So you can hear both. Let's repeat them. Fica à vontade, sinta-se em casa, okay? So, after that, when you're already there, you said these first things, the host can offer you a drink, okay? Or something else. So it's common to hear something like this first question in here. So, você aceita uma cervejinha? Você aceita uma cervejinha? Meaning, would you like a beer? Would you like a beer? So they can use this first verb, aceita, which literally means accepts, or quer, which is the verb querer in Portuguese, to want, okay? So you can hear, você aceita uma cervejinha, or você quer uma cervejinha, okay? Both are possible. So the person can ask you that, and they can add uma água, suco, refrigerante. Repeating, uma água, suco, refrigerante. So this means a water, a juice, a soda. So they are giving you options, so you can choose from them, okay? Then guys, you can accept or not, of course. So, for example, imagine that they only said the first question. Você aceita uma cervejinha? Would you like a beer? And if you do, you can say, eu aceito. Eu aceito. Okay? So repeat. Eu aceito. Okay? If you don't want, you can always say, não, obrigado. Não, obrigado. Okay? No thanks. But if they ask like that, they put all these options together. So repeating. Você aceita uma cervejinha? Uma água, um suco, um refrigerante? So they ask everything already. You can say what do you want from all of these options. So you can say, for example, eu aceito um suco. Eu aceito um suco. Okay? So repeat. Eu aceito um suco. Meaning, I accept, I want a juice. Okay? Of course, guys, when you do accept, you can always add the word por favor, meaning please. Okay? To make this sentence more polite. So you can say, eu aceito um suco, por favor. I want a juice, please. Okay? So, well, after that, while you are having these nice talks and drink your beverage, you may need to go to the bathroom and you don't know where is it. So you can ask to your host or to someone else in the house. Onde fica o banheiro? Onde fica o banheiro? Meaning, where is the bathroom? So repeat. Onde fica o banheiro? So, then someone can just show you how to get there. And also, maybe, even before you ask that, the host can give you a tour in the house. This is very common too in Brazil, guys. First time you go to someone's place, it's common to get a tour in their place. Okay, it's common people show you the place, where they live, and everything. Okay, so for that, to show you the place, the host can say something like that. Vem cá conhecer a casa. Vem cá conhecer a casa. Meaning literally, come here to know the house. Come here to know the house. So, vem cá conhecer a casa. Or they can say something like, vem para eu te mostrar a casa. Vem para eu te mostrar a casa. Meaning, come here so I show you the house. Okay, so as I told you, very common to get this tour. So they can say that, and then after see all the house, if you want, you can make a compliment about the house. You can say, sua casa é linda. Sua casa é linda. Meaning, your house is beautiful. Okay? So repeat. Sua casa é linda. Okay? Of course, if you want to, you can also say, if it's an apartment, you can say, seu apartamento é lindo. So repeat. Seu apartamento é lindo. So guys, notice that as apartamento is a masculine word, we have to change the gender of the pronoun, the possessive pronoun, okay? Instead of using sua, we have to put seu. And also the gender of the adjective. Instead of saying linda, we will say lindo, okay? Okay, so let's continue. Let's see more expressions. So guys, imagine now you are already having this lunch. So you are eating and then maybe the host or the cook is expecting your comments about the food. As I told you, Brazilians like to talk about the food. So if you want to, you can make compliments about the food. So you can say something like that. Nossa, tá uma delícia. Repeating with me. Nossa, tá uma delícia. Or, que delícia. Repeat. Que delícia. So, this means, wow, how delicious. Oh, wow, it's delicious. Okay? So you can give a compliment to the host, to the cook, saying that, okay? It's delicious. How delicious, okay? Or you can also say something like that. Você cozinha muito bem. Repeat. Você cozinha muito bem. Meaning, you cook very well. You cook very well. So guys, as you can see, this is a way of give a compliment, but of course it must be honest, okay? If you don't like the food, you don't need to say this, okay? But Brazilians love to see if the person who eats liked their food, and normally people like you to eat a lot, because this is a demonstration that you really liked the food, okay? So maybe they will offer you more and insist you to eat more, but you should feel comfortable to say no, okay? I'm going to show these expressions, but you don't need to eat if you don't need more, okay? But then you can hear something like that. Pode servir mais. Pode servir mais. Meaning, you can serve more food, okay? So you can serve more. So repeat. Pode servir mais. Or something like that. Come mais pouquinho. Come mais pouquinho. Meaning, eat something more. Or eat a little bit more, okay? They insist. So repeat. Come mais pouquinho. Okay? And then, as I told you, you can deny. If you want to, you can say, não, obrigado, já estou satisfeito. Não, obrigado, já estou satisfeito. Meaning, no thanks. And this second sentence here means, I'm already satisfied. This is a very regular sentence in Portuguese, although maybe it's a little bit weird in English, but we say that when we thank for the second ride and we really can't eat more because we are already done. We have already eaten enough. Then you can say, já tô satisfeito, okay? It's a nice way to say that you really can't eat more, okay? So repeat, não, obrigado. Já tô satisfeito, okay? So, but of course, you can accept the second ride if you can, okay? So then you can say, eu vou aceitar, meaning, oh, I'm going to accept, okay? So I'm going to eat more. So repeat, eu vou aceitar, okay? So imagine that the lunch is over and you are already saying goodbye to your host after everything you talked, eat, and did. Then you can already confirm your compliments. You can say again, tava tudo delicioso, or tava tudo maravilhoso, meaning it was all delicious, or it was all wonderful, okay? So then you are mentioning not only the food, but also everything, the reception itself, okay, was great. So you can say that, repeat, tava tudo delicioso, or tava tudo maravilhoso, okay? And you can thank the host again. You can say, muito obrigado por tudo, meaning, thank you for everything, okay? It's a nice way to end the reception and to say goodbye to the host, okay? So repeat, muito obrigada por tudo, okay? And then the host can say these two things for you, which are pretty common. So they can say something like, desculpa qualquer coisa, meaning, I'm sorry for anything. That is very used, guys, here in Brazil. After you receive someone or you go to someone's place, it's common to see people saying this. That means that maybe if I didn't notice, I'm sorry if I did something wrong, if I said something wrong, okay? It's a way to apologize. I don't think this is really necessary, but if you hear that, you can understand what they are saying, okay? Desculpa qualquer coisa, okay? And then, finally, they can say something like this. Foi ótimo, vamos marcar mais. Meaning, it was great, let's do it again, okay? So repeat. Foi ótimo. Vamos marcar mais. Okay? Well, that's it, guys. A lot, right? Look how many things that you learned today about cultural traditions, habits, expressions, things that are common in Brazil. So I hope you have enjoyed everything, okay? Don't forget that we have classes every Sunday. So next Sunday we'll be here again with full new topic. Actually, next Sunday we have something very special for you, so you shouldn't miss, okay? We'll teach you the 5 steps to fluency, so you can't miss this, okay? Actually, they are tips for you learning Portuguese, but actually any kinds of language, okay? Don't forget to follow us on Instagram because we also have live classes there every Thursday, okay? And they are live, so you can chat with us during the class. It's amazing. We can interact, so it's very nice. Don't forget to be there with us next Thursday, okay? So 2 classes a week. That's nice, right, guys? You shouldn't miss. If you liked our class, please give us a like, okay? This is cool. And also share with people so they can know where to find Portuguese classes, because we know this is not so easy to find on the internet, right? Although we can find lots of materials for other languages such as English, Spanish, or French, this is not so common for Portuguese, for Brazilian Portuguese. So share with people, okay? I would like to thank you a lot for being here. It was amazing to have you here, guys. I hope you have helped you. And if you need some specific topic, don't hesitate, tell us. So then we can prepare a specific class for you, okay? So tell us, do that, okay? Whenever you can use our comment section here, ok? Muito obrigada e até a próxima, ok? Tchau, tchau!